Thank you. The perfect GPA. This number means that you've earned an A in all of your classes. But here's the thing about A's. Not everyone gets them. Why? They were invented to rank order students. The first signs of the 4-point grading scale first appeared in 1785 to rank students at Yale University. Then, about a century later, with the expansion of compulsory education and the massive waves of immigration, school administrators were faced with the daunting prospect of processing, sorting, stratifying, assigning grades to hundreds of thousands of students. And now we have millions of students, and we've invented new ways to sort and stratify them. Now, your 4.0 GPA can be almost a 4.6. If you do enough test prep, you might get over 2,000 on the SAT or in the 30s on the ACT. Then we launch high school students into the college application season with the following advice. Yes, sure, grades, scores, they're all important. But what colleges really want? Self-directed, passionate learners. Make sure your essay shows that you can do that too. Okay, so what if we designed a school that from the start, from kindergarten, helped students show that they were self-directed, passionate learners? In 2009, UCLA partnered with the Los Angeles Unified School District and local community groups to create a charter-like school near downtown LA. We enroll about 1,000 students from kindergarten through grade 12, all from the local neighborhood. They attend school in this beautiful building. This is the Robert F. Kennedy Community Schools. It is located on the former site of the Ambassador Hotel on Wilshire Boulevard. We share this site with 5 other schools. This is a mural from the library done by Judy Baca, and it symbolizes the school's intellectual identity and its social justice vision. You can see Kennedy and Chavez and other civil rights leaders. But what identifies the intellectual passions and interests of our students? This is Janice. Janice is a senior at the UCLA Community School. She entered in her junior year after being bused to another school far away in the San Fernando Valley. Janice is a student that at her old school struggled to fit in, struggled to make connections with other teachers, and she came to the UCLA Community School and has a really inspiring story. In 9th grade, her 9th grade English teacher asked her to complete a common assignment. What do you want to do when you finish high school? And here's what she wrote. I'm still young and I don't know much about life. I have plans, but I've never really discussed them with anyone. So I'm not really sure if they're good or not. But what I do know is that I want to be rich and I want to succeed in life. So despite these high freshman hopes, Janice entered the UCLA Community School in her junior year with a failing GPA. What if someone had asked Janice about these plans? What if a teacher had sat down with this essay and said, how can we help support you? What do you need to succeed? How can schools best support students, all students, to think hard about their goals and their plans and succeed in life, not fall through the cracks of our educational sorting machine? Janice is helping us create this online space. And it's, because we're the UCLA Community School, we call it the Bruin File, but in more general terms, you might call it ME, or My Education. It's based on an open source ePortfolio and social networking platform called Mahara. And it's not really all about the technology. What it is it's a space students own. It doesn't put them in a box. It doesn't rank them. It allows them to show their learning and development over 13 years, from the age of 5 to 18. Some of the great features about the Bruin File in Mahara are things like a learning blog, your ePortfolio, documents, images, media, a mentor network. We include stats and grades because we know those aren't going away and they're important, but there's so much more to capture a student's identity. One of the coolest features of the Bruin File is a feature we call the GPAA, students' goals, plans, actions, and achievements. So imagine saying not what's your GPA, but what's your GPAA? What are your goals? How are you going to get there? What actions are you going to take? And how are we going to document that you are a success? One of Janice's goals was to learn about media, and so we set up an internship for her at the UCLA Broadcast Studio. Every week, she and her friend Stephanie took the bus to campus and learned about editing software and digital media, and she had a great experience. Now, preparing to apply to college, she can share that experience with others in her college application and her essays and her interviews with people. And more than that, when she graduates from our school, she can take her Bruin File, her ePortfolio, with her to college and beyond, and it can become this beautiful professional portfolio that she has for life. But you know what? Listening to me talk about the importance of self-directed, passionate learning and ePortfolios pales in comparison to hearing it directly. So here's Janice to tell you a little bit about her learning.
Hi, I'm Janice Ninez, and I'm a senior at UCLA Community School. Before I attended UCLA Community School, I attended a very large high school, which is located in the Valley. And today I just want to share with you guys a little bit about my experience, about being lost and then found. Before UCLA Community School, I wasn't doing too well. I had really bad grades. I was basically an awful student. Being at a really large high school made it really hard for me to establish a close relationship with my teachers and counselors. I was practically invisible, and I didn't really have any plans and dreams of going to college. But when I transferred to UCLA Community School, I remember being in Mr. Torres' class, who is actually here, and I remember him talking to us about the age requirements and his college experience and all that college good stuff. And I remember being inspired and asking myself, why didn't anyone tell me this when I was in 9th grade? Why didn't anyone inspire me? Maybe then I would have done better. And even though I was inspired, I still found myself falling back into old patterns. I decided I was going to do good in English because I liked my English teacher. But for the rest of my classes, I said, I don't really care. And later on, also in the beginning of the year, I remember being in Miss Solomon's class, which is history class, and I was sitting there doing nothing like always. And I remember her approaching me, and as she was approaching me, I remember thinking, oh, she's probably going to yell at me. She's probably going to say, why don't you ever do your work in my class? But I was completely wrong. She came up to me and she said, Janice, what can I do to make this class better for you? When she said that, I realized I'm not just a number here. These teachers are motivated to help me succeed in life. I felt like my learning wasn't lost anymore. What's great about the Bruin File is that your learning is never lost. It's a great way to capture learning and help students who feel lost feel found. In fact, a few days ago, Karen asked me to bring in old student work from my past, and I admit I've lost most of it. What is great about the Bruin File is that your learning is never lost. With the Bruin File, I'll be able to keep track of how I've grown academically throughout the years. I have 3 younger sisters who also attend UCLA Community School. Just imagine if they could see my work over time. And going even further, when I start applying for jobs, imagine if my employers could see all the work I did throughout high school. I really hope that every student who feels lost gets to experience what I have. A school where I'm not just a number, where I have amazing teachers who are motivated to help me succeed, and a school that offers me the opportunity to have my own Bruin File and keep a legacy going. Thank you.
So what Janet's story beautifully illustrates is the importance of recognizing it. Far too many students get lost as well as their learning. And so what the big message we want to leave you with is that along with great teachers, and there's nothing that's ever going to replace great teachers, but along with great teachers, tools like these ePortfolio platforms can help students find their voice, capture their intellectual identity, and direct their own learning. Thank you.